to news updates on Today Ghana News TV. We are live on the satellite via Twitch for our viewers in Eastern European countries and also on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at Today Ghana News TV. We are also on anchor.fm/podcast at Today Ghana News TV. Now the headlines. Withdrawal of Bagbin's military attachment. NPP launches capacity building workshop for Alpha Patriots in Central Region. We have these and other stories coming your way. My name is Edna Sabonia. The Ghana Armed Forces has explained that the 4 soldiers who have been withdrawn from the office of the Speaker of Parliament were attached to that particular office without proper procedure. This resulted in the decision to withdraw them while efforts are made to regularize their attachment. A statement said the unnamed military personnel were attached to the office of the Honorable Speaker of Parliament without the proper procedure. The statement signed by the Chief of Staff of the Ghana Armed Forces, Nicholas Peter Andor, to the Speaker said, "It is humbly requested that the personnel are withdrawn with effect from 14th January 2022, while efforts are made to regularize their attachment." Meanwhile, a security expert, Mr. Richard Kumado, has urged the Speaker of Parliament, Agban Bagbin, to get a private security for himself following the removal of the military detachment to his office. Mr. Kumado said nothing stops the Speaker from acquiring his personal security if he wants to. Joining us live is Mr. Richard Kumado, a security consultant. Thank you for joining us on News Update.
Thank you. Thank you, Edna.
Just like you said, can you tell us why what do you think the Speaker is entitled to military protection?
No, definitely. We have a peculiar situation in Ghana where we don't have any particular institution or individual that selects, appoints, and assigns security protocol officers to VIPs and VVIPs. And that is at the core of this particular issue for discussion. You realize that though you did not read the Speaker's response, but you realize that the Speaker also issued a letter into the public space where he said he re-requests for the said officers. And the word re-request presupposes that he has formally requested for the officers to be given to him through verbally, orally, or through written form. And if there are procedural issues with this particular issue, they have allowed it for almost 1 year. And all of a sudden, without his knowledge, his security has been withdrawn. Having said that, before security officers are assigned to VIPs and VVIPs, there are 2 basic things you have to do. One of them is to do what we call security risk assessment. And the security risk assessment, the outcome of it will determine which officers to be sent where, what their roles should be, and what the reporting lines are. I don't know whether they have done this one for which they have assigned him the 4 military officers in the past. And why did they assign him military officers and not the standard police officers? What criteria did they use in assigning him the 4 military officers previously? And what is the procedure? When you put out a letter that in the public space without explaining, you are creating a vacuum for all manner of persons to fit in. Then the next question to ask is, who is responsible for providing security details for VIPs and VVIPs? Is it the Ministry of Defense or the Chief of Defense Staff who represent the Ghana Armed Forces? Or is it the Ministry of Interior? Is it the IGP? Or is the Ministry of National Security, for which National Security have also issued a letter to that effect? You can understand the confusion we are in. And it is better we streamline the processes, just like it is done in Germany, it is done in America and some other places. And all these things will be sorted out. Otherwise, it doesn't look good for us.
But do you sincerely believe that those 4 officers were wrongly assigned to the Speaker?
Definitely, the CDS have not explained that. And Edna, to the extent that the speaker mentions specific names, then that raises another question: that how did the speaker know them? And what will he request for those particular officers to be sent to him? Are there some other people in Ghana who are enjoying security services instead of police? Those are some of the questions. But whether they were wrongly given to the speaker or not, we believe from the security intelligence community, as Richard Kumado, who has worked with the BNI for many years and have worked with almost all our presidents, play a specific role for most of our presidents as presidential attachment and all that. I think handling this matter in the public space in the first place was totally wrong, and procedure for addressing the issue create many problems for them, and it look as if security management within our geographical zone has become a challenge again, and they must wake up to their responsibilities.
Okay. Some commentators are arguing that even the EC chairperson is being protected by the military. How much more the Speaker of Parliament? What do you say to that?
Definitely, I didn't want to say that until you bring it out. The speaker by our security governance structure is number 10. And where does the EC boss places? And you could see a common budget that is going to be presented, and you should see the bodybuilders and military officers at those places. We are the same people who said we don't like coup d'etat, and yet we are militarizing every activity within the public space. I don't think that is a proper thing to do. Let's streamline the processes, just like the Secret Service works in America, works in Britain, and works in Germany and some other places. That we know who is performing what role, what the reporting lines are. Otherwise, taking the speaker's security details without his knowledge, you might be creating public safety issues for him and security vulnerabilities that can be exploited by some other people for whatever reason. And the way it is done is raising all these issues we are bringing to the fore, that the issue of trust and integrity, objectivity and professionalism. And I don't think our big men and women in the security sector will want to put up themselves and put up a show that people are reading all manner of partisanship and all sorts of things, because they represent the state. And the state is what we are talking about. Number 3 in line to the presidency. I think we should have handled it a little bit better, and that would have speak very volume of a better Ghana for us.
Okay, but is it even appropriate for the military to continue giving protection to politicians and high-profile citizens?
No, that is a debate, and that is something they've deviated, and I was so surprised. I was so surprised because it used to be the police and the BNI in plain clothes. But now you could see mere politicians, and sometimes you can even go to Funa and you will see soldiers around. And for funeral services, we are deploying military people. I think we are denigrating the uniform, and we are humiliating them in that capacity. And the respect and the dignity that come with the green uniform must be restored. And I don't think we are doing it properly. Seriously, from where I stay, and as somebody who has dealt with this issue over 25 years, I think we are getting it wrong, and it's better we go back to the basics and look at it once and for all.
Okay. So, do you think the speaker really need military protection very badly? Is he safe without them?
Can't say yes. I can't say military or the police, but it is the responsibility of the state to take care of the security of the speaker. Even if the speaker go for private security officers, should it not be the responsibility of the state? He can decide to have his own protection, but what is the precedence we are setting, and what will be the storylines tomorrow? I think we are developing this democracy, and we will need to establish the proper structures that helps us to secure this democracy. Otherwise, the precedence is not looking for us, and you never know what is going to happen tomorrow. And that is why we must guide it jealously and patiently, applying prudence and be circumspect about our actions and inactions when it comes to security in particular, and who gets what, how are they deployed, what should be their responsibilities, and what should be their reporting line. You should take a visit to the office of the president. You will see a lot of party people, and you will see a lot more of family people and few security professionals. That is not good enough.
Okay, so before you go, do you think they have some motives for withdrawing the military personnel from the speaker?
I might not be able to prove that independently since I have not investigated it, but to the extent that it's generating all manner of issues in the public space, I don't think it's good for the security managers themselves, and I don't think it's good for our democracy, and I don't think it's also good for security management within the geographical location. I think we should step up our effort and do it better. Should something untoward happen to the speaker, who takes responsibility? That is what we must safeguard and protect against, irrespective of whoever is the speaker. Are they entitled to security? What is the level of security they are entitled to? Who in particular is responsible for the protection and safety and security of our VIPs and VVIPs? We should raise the arguments, be passionate about it, and ensure that the right things are done. That is what I want to say.
Okay. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, and I'm most grateful.
Have a good evening. Okay, moving forward, the New Patriotic Party NPP has launched a capacity building workshops in the Central Region for Alpha Patriots to enable the members develop their capacity in entrepreneurship, job application, how to write curriculum vitae, how to prepare for job interviews, among others.
At the launching of the Alpha Patriots in Cape Coast, the chairman of the group's executive council, Mr. Kwame Pepra, who doubles as Deputy Chief Executive Officer, CEO for Public Procurement Authority, Mr. Kwame Pepra, in an interview with journalists, explained the necessity of launching the group in the region and the need to build their capacities. He then advised the members of the group to be conscious on what they write on social media, since they can be judged upon when looking for job opportunities. Mr. Pepra charged the Patriots to unite and strive very hard for the promise delivered by the NPP party to break the 8.
To send another medical program national. Oh no, you will break 8, but other amena, another amena menu and normal NPP for no. You want to yaya crow yet no boa. Crow yan in you one ma, young to break 8. A bed than a conclusion, zebra, crow you. Command the Kadafa in fact, and I'm Bunkum. It's brass today. You ever together today, program you day. You ever Kaya, what day you are a Majibi when any more easy. I contribute another cookies the hanging. Yanka Yombo, Yanka, Bill Henens, Yan Suban, Yanan, so Yanan, and I'm to be on Saturday, Kuna Yarkono, and I said, obey your man. Because a Yanuma Yan called them against no. One would I acquire, that's one would I in Cabo Honma, one component, one is the other Sabo there. When I know I can't see why I what were your chrono, what was the and what to her. Intimidated that, yeah, you cry, you between a break 8.
And the media, Yasha, Ghana, all the 16 regions in Western region. If you want your core, and then we have Central region. Now, you know, Papua and say, you train your members and say, why are we to acquire truck and now what we do see? Send you over to new Biansuna for war certificate and as a course in Dredge. Sandura, IT for I training said the Bay actually no. They prepare on say position here and the degree super to her. Yanka say certificate where and answer experience where now what can
in the elections in 2000 and call round yes region phone. Now, yeah, but more than inspire, especially youth and loyal leaders in Alpha. One capacity training. Yeah, chairman various fields, entrepreneurship, IT, CV writing as a we are Nayasha one crown 2024. You know that we are keeping them active in whatever they do because most say it's na hone yes we are again Nyama Pino Bawadrin. but we want them to come closer. We want them to be one. We want them to unite. One combo na ye juma na order here because the juma order here no yezen. One can do juma easy, and we are not going to relent our efforts because the youth that were future leaders of this country. And to say yan share na yan suwamu ye, yan share na yan share za order who any ma yeba yama wonen. What the answer sifu mani. We are not going to relent our effort on that.
In the name of the Father, the Son.
The Executive Director of Girls Excellence Movement, Ms. Juliana Amaklofia, has appealed to the government to abolish the taxes on sanitary pads to enable it become affordable to girls. She made the appeal when speaking on Today Ghana News TV's flagship program, Empowerment Hour, last Friday.
You distribute a condom to them for free, we accept. We are saying that if you can distribute condom for free and Ghana's economy has not collapsed, then please, decision makers, you can equally distribute sanitary pad for the girls in senior high schools for free and that the economy might not collapse. Again, the first step I am looking out for is for the tax to be lifted, to be eliminated, so that the commodity becomes affordable. You know, once it becomes affordable, we will be demanding for more Oliver Twist in the future, where we'll be saying distribute it for free. But for now, the immediate demand is that we kindly want government, we humbly ask government to kindly consider our plea to take away the tax. It's unfortunate, it's unfair. You cannot classify menstruation and the product that is used to keep girls safe and comfortable in the classroom during menstruation as luxury. You know, there was a story I read in New York Times when I was in the US, and it said just last year, and it said that a girl in Kenya committed suicide, and the reason was that she menstruated and messed up herself in school, and so she was being teased, and for days after that she kept being bullied, and when she couldn't take it anymore, she killed herself. And I wrote an article on that calling it sentenced to death by misogyny, because if she had access to sanitary pad, she might not have messed herself up. She will not mess herself up. And we complain about the disparity between girls completing senior high school and progressing to uni as against boys. So the argument is that boys progress to uni from SS at a higher rate than girls do. Now, if the girl in SS is staying out of school for lack of sanitary pads, so because she doesn't want to mess herself up, she doesn't stay in class, she stays at home, or she comes to school wearing rags or whatever it is she's using to hold the blood, and because she knows she's using an inappropriate material to hold the blood, she's not concentrating in school. You don't expect the gentleman who is sitting there with no menstrual pain, no menstrual cramp, no anxiety about soiling herself, no anxiety about where to get the next pad or where to get the soap to wash the clothes she's wearing, to progress at the same rate. The factors that prevent girls from progressing are obvious, and some of them we can actually do a lot about. One of such is eliminating the tax on sanitary pad. My next thing I will be looking out for will be that I want to see the day that Ghana has 50-50, 50 women, 50 men in parliament, as in 50% men, 50% women in parliament, 50% female, 50% male in all boardrooms. I mean all, including the NASA boardrooms. You know, that will be my long-term expectation. My medium-term expectation is to see more girls, as in to see our impact on more girls progressing to university and taking on careers and in
Children with special needs are to be also catered for as all children in school-going age. This was contained in a statement by the Tufohini of Ogwa Traditional Area. The following is a story found by our Central Regional Correspondent, Wafasami.
Nana Kwame Edel VI Tufohini of Ogunwa Traditional Area has urged all parents who has given birth to special children to take extra care of them and not to be hiding them from other children. Proper care to send these children to special school to help them to acquire better knowledge. He added that in the olden days they described these children as child of river or snake and therefore killed them in their infancy. So now the law has been looking for such parents to be brought to the law. These happened when Nana Kwamina Weabo, the 5 Tufohini of Ekon and his colleague workers from Modec Production Service, FPSO. Professor John Atten Mills made a donation to the Cape Coast Special School. Items donated were 55-inch TV, PA system, provision and other learning materials. The headmistress received these items with joy and pledged to make use of the items brought to them.
Our elders have said that if you are happy, it's okay. But then if you let others become happy, when you are gone, they are happy. So as I see these young lads happy with the things that they are doing, these preparing, they have learned that they have been donated with, they have been given a television as a donation to help them in their enjoyment and in their lessons. They have been given sound system to help them in enjoying themselves and also to prepare some of them who are musically inclined. I'm grateful that I'm here today, and I thank God that there are some young people out there who had contributed to bring joy to these people. The blessings of God, which passeth all understanding, is the one that we have poured upon them. Everything that they do, we ask God that they should prosper. Everything that is hindering their progress should be removed from now on. And I'm also speaking to the general public that these people, the unfortunate disabled, they are not a burden to the society if we give them this type of training. If you have a child and he's like these unfortunate ones, take them, bring them to the school. They'll have the knowledge, the teachers and the caregivers have the knowledge to bring them up so that they also become responsible citizens. I thank God for this opportunity, and I thank this group of people. I bless them with the blessing that God gives.
Na akola no etisa me mfa ne hye dem fa ne pie efise akola biara ni ho a wa sei kra enti se wo de ni pie na onu so besua ade a wo be say improvement aba wo na brabom enti no nia meka ne se obi biara wo ebe ibi no onfa ne pie nombre school nombre sua ade kakra wo be ho an se improvement aba wo na brabom enti like
I said from the beginning, we are just ordinary workers of our company, and then it is just contributions we make, and the decision for that is to support people who really do not have the assistance they deserve but are very vulnerable. So we decided to be looking region by region. So we've gone to 2 regions this time around, Central Region and Volta Region, like our guest speaker said. We've been able to do some donation, a borehole to a village in the Volta Region, and then we have come to Cape Coast in the Central Region. And our aim is just to support people who cannot support themselves. And we just treat everybody who earns something. If you can take care of yourself, then you can also help somebody who is in need. So my appeal to all people is, once you are capable, please look around and then find people who need help and then support them. Not the people who can reciprocate, but people who cannot even give back to you. That is where you get your blessings.
And in summary, I would say, like the chief who was here said, if you are happy, you are alone, and it ends with you. But if you are happy and you make other people happy, then happiness just continues. So that's it.
Okay, so that is it for tonight. But before I leave, I would like to pick some of the messages on Facebook. From Sweet Mother Tete, good evening. Good evening. From VIS Ghana, watching you live from Edukrum, Ekuapim. Edna is looking beautiful and up to the task. Thank you. From Patience Darko, greetings, Edna. You're looking beautiful and I love your eloquence. Good work. Thank you. From Kweku Adi, good evening. Watching you live from Amsterdam, Holland. Thank you. Okay, so that is it for tonight. Thanks for tuning in. You can follow us on our social media handles, that is YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram at Today Ghana News TV. Like and comment. Thank you very much.